Hello everyone, welcome to Mommy Baby Books. I'm Abby and let's get started. Let me apologize in advance for any crying you may hear. Our daughter is sick and so she's not too happy. But what I wanted to talk about today was the Leviathan Trilogy by Scott Westerfeld. I just finished this trilogy last night and I can say across the board 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, and this was also my introduction to the steampunk genre, and I'm so excited to pick up more because I'm loving it. And can we take a second to appreciate the covers on these books? They're so shiny, and I don't know about the hardbacks, but the paperbacks, the writing is raised. I love it when they do that kind of thing. And so I don't know. I think Leviathan or Goliath has to be my favorite. Look how shiny! I think we're all on here on BookTube kind of suckers for the shiny book cover. But, so yes, I gave this trilogy 4 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. Basically, let's get to talking about it. So the Leviathan Trilogy, we follow 2 main characters, one of which was actually a boy, which I think we all know in YA it's a little bit difficult to find a main character who is a boy. So it was really kind of refreshing. So in the beginning of the story, we start out with meeting Prince Alexander, and he is the son of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie. And I think we all know, if we remember our history lessons, that they were their assassination was kind of the lit fuse to the powder keg that started World War II. And so that's where we start our story. And Alec is whisked away from his home because it seems that he may be a threat to the succession of the Empire of Austria-Hungary. And then later we meet Darren Sharp. Darren is a young lady who despises everything that being a young lady in World War II England is. And her father was an airman, and so she wanted to be too, but you know, the air service doesn't allow women. So she actually disguises herself as a boy and joins the British Air Service, and then becomes a midshipman aboard the airship the Leviathan, which is actually a fabricated creature. It's actually like a giant whale. It's kind of the main frame, and then there's like hundreds of other creatures that help make up this ship, and that is because England are Darwinists, and they use fabricated animals and what they call life threads for weapons, transportation, all kinds of things. And then there are the clankers on the other side of the war who use giant metal engine-run war machines. And so that's kind of all the non-spoilerly things I can tell you, but we're about to get into spoilers, so if you have not read the Leviathan Trilogy, I suggest going to read it and then coming back to this video. Okay, so let's start with book 1. This book had me right away. I really enjoyed it. I loved seeing the aspects of Darren's kind of rise into being a midshipman aboard the Leviathan. And then can we just say that whole crash scene in the Alps, like I was having a mild panic attack because I'm like, no, my Darren, I love her already. And she goes by under the pseudonym Dylan, because I guess Darren was more of a girly name. I'm not quite positive. I think we get more information on that later. But then, you know, Alec comes tromping up to the airship with medical supplies, and it kind of made me giggle when she's like, well, you did save me from a frostbitten bum. And can we talk about the lingo in this book? Like, I understand making it funny, but to me, the only thing that was a little bit annoying was that it seemed every time that Dylan/Darren exclaims something, she yells out barking spiders, which it was a little overused, I think, in the first 2 books. The 3rd book, there wasn't as much as the barking spiders thing. It was still really good. It was just, it got slightly annoying. And then, you know, we move along to meeting Dr. Barlow, which honestly, throughout the trilogy, she kind of irritated me. Um, just her, she seemed on a high and mighty horse. Personally, to me, I did not really like her as a character. Um, but then, we meet these mysterious eggs when she's talking about how she has to get to the Ottoman Empire to deliver these eggs to the Sultan. And it's just insanity. And then we move on to book 2, Behemoth, where we actually make it to the Ottoman Empire, and then one of the eggs hatches for Alec. Wouldn't you know that we learn later on that she purposely had Alec mostly on egg duty so that she was hoping one of the creatures would bond with him. And these creatures, let me see if I can get this right, it's the Perspicuous Loris. Really weird name. But I grew to love Bovril. Like, I kind of want to cuddle his face off because he's so adorable and hilarious. And then when he starts chit-chatting with Dr. Barlow's Loris, like, I thought their exchanges were just hilarious. Also meeting the kind of, I don't want to say, like, I think they're called themselves revolutionists in the Ottoman Empire in the city of Istanbul. And can we just say Lilith? Lilith, oh my gosh, she, when we first meet her, when she's following Alec and she's about ready to kill him, and just the way she has this passion for everything is absolutely amazing. And I was really, really sad when we lost Zaven. I thought he was a really cool character. And then also the whole Lilith has got a crush on Dylan. She doesn't know Dylan's a girl. That was pretty hilarious when she kissed her. I was like, oh my gosh, oh no, she's gonna find out her secret. But no, this whole series was just absolutely fabulous. And then we get to Goliath, like, holy cow. Shit is going down, things are going crazy. And then we meet the famous inventor, Mr. Nikola Tesla. And I don't know how I feel about them making him kind of into a madman aboard the ship, and this whole thing where he believes he's created the machine, Goliath, that is going to create peace and power to all the world. And, in the end, we find out it was just really weird cosmic happenstance. I think coming upon that scene in Siberia where they see all the trees laid out for miles and miles and miles, and then they come upon the skeleton of the airship, and then they see the fighting bears of Russia, because Russia are also Darwinists. And I don't know. I still gave this book 4 stars. I was so conflicted about them making such a famous man into kind of a crazy person, and their whole adventures across pretty much around the world. They go from London to New York. It's all the way around. And I don't know how I felt about it, but I can definitely say there were more annoying characters in this book, like Eddie Malone and the other, oh gosh, what's her name? The other female reporter really had me quite angry. Like when they crash landed on that rooftop and on that little transportation airship, when Alex said, well, I have a plan B, and he puts his hand on his shoulder and he's on the edge of the building, I was like, Alex, push him off, kill him, I hate him. Of course, that didn't happen. I was upset about it, but what can you do? And then we get to see Lilith again, and she knows that Darren is a girl. Everybody starts to know that Darren is a girl, yet she somehow still keeps the secret quiet, even keeps Pancho Villa quiet. I'm not sure what quite the point of that stop was in this book. It didn't really further the story much, other than giving them kind of a standing point to start everyone finding out she's a girl. So that portion of the book to me was a little silly. But then we get to New York, and then we get to the ending scene where Goliath has been set up, everything's going crazy, these German walkers are coming through the ocean, they're about to attack, and so Tesla's like, oh, nope, not going to do a test, I'm actually going to fire Goliath, and at this point Alex still believes that Goliath can destroy a city, mainly Berlin is where he was aiming, and Alec kills Tesla, and I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? Like, when I saw the illustration of that, that was actually kind of creepy. That illustration is actually quite creepy. I do love the illustrations in these books. It was really, really quite fabulous, but that illustration actually creeped me out quite a bit, where he electrocuted Tesla. And I don't know, I felt like the wrap-up in this book was a bit rushed. It's like, oh, all is well and good. Alec gives up his secret of the Pope naming him as heir to Austria-Hungary to Eddie Malone to keep it from publishing a story about Darren being a girl. And then he gives up the throne by throwing the letter into the ocean. And I don't know. I still really, really enjoyed this series. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars across the board. Introduction to steampunk for me. Absolutely loved it. So if you guys have not, well, if you've watched to the end, you probably picked up this book. But if you guys can give me any suggestions to more steampunk novels down below, I'd be really, really interested and grateful. So that is all I've got for you guys today, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.